Yo, what up? So this is the breakdown of my latest race. I ran 1164, as you can see on here. Now the numbers on top is just different breakdowns, like for instance the RT reaction time, and then try to get splits for different 10-meter segments. Basically, how I got them was like essentially you can kind of see along the track there are kind of different markings on the track, and I kind of use that as a point of reference to get times. Not granted, not precise, but I was able to get a pretty decent one. And also even uses the infield for the football field, and I just know where exactly where you're at in part on the track using the football field markings. All right. So. So yes, I'll just play for you first for motion. Yeah, so as you can probably tell that like my turnover wasn't as neat as or as fast as it usually is. Mainly because like going into the race, I was probably a little fatigued from training from Thursday. Ran with one of my high school athletes who was pretty fast, and I think it might have took a lot out of me than expected. And also just I wasn't planning on working out at the time. It was kind of more of a last second thing, which now I know my lesson where not to do that again because it definitely probably affected my race, especially because my right hip, my right butt cheek pretty much was just like dull like throughout the race, and you kind of see today I had a miss stumble in the coming out the blocks. Let's see if I can slow it down a little bit. On the third step, you can kind of tell it was not right, and I was kind of stumbling. So let's see, we go back to it. So yeah, so first two steps are actually pretty good. I can probably get out a little bit lower and drive a little bit more. It was overall pretty good. And then see the second one's pretty cool, but then when I get to the third one, I think that's where the hip, like my hip extender, wasn't really working properly. And as you can tell, as I'm pushing off, it kind of made a weird movement where the foot was almost went in. So that kind of threw me off, and it led for the next step to be kind of flaccid or kind of just like it reached out in front of me. So I think at that point, that's where Kyle, the guy who I was running with, who's actually a really cool dude, by the way, that's where he started to pull away from me because I was just more so trying to catch myself in this spot right here. And then from that point on, I was just trying to just play catch up for the entirety of the race. And even still, you can kind of tell like the way I was running is not normally. You can tell something was off. Like I wasn't as powerful going up. But so right here, this would be the 10 meter segment. So from the gun, about 203, which is not bad. I can definitely cover that a lot quicker. But then again, the mishap really messed me up. And then I did drive a little bit longer than I usually do, especially for indoor. I think probably to around here. So about now here I'm pretty much just up and about to start getting to my running. So it's about not exactly 20, but probably around 23 meters. So if anything, I can probably extend that out a little bit more to about 30, which will be right about here. So if I can drive out to a little bit 30, I can have a much efficient acceleration and also get into my running a little bit later, and I can save some energy for the latter part of the race. And then yeah, so I got to the 30 meter about 4.19. So again, about roughly what I usually do for once going for indoor. Again, I could have got that a little faster. And then all the way up here, like so far is pretty cool. But one thing that I did notice with me running, let me see if I can find the right spot. So boom, right here. So let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, ooh, I can. So right here, so my left foot is down, but my hip is far behind where my foot is striking. So I'm striking ahead of myself, and my hips are not moving forward. So I think that definitely played a role, because now I'm not actually able to really be efficient with my running in comparison to Kyle right here, who actually had pretty good solid mechanics. Like that's actually pretty damn good. But for me, I think it was just a fatigue, just running in a fatigue state. So it kind of led me to run with subpar mechanics. So with the right foot isn't actually not too bad. So striking down, but even still, you can kind of tell where the hip is kind of lagging behind. And I need that to be like probably a few more inches forward. So I need to work on really focusing in on landing, or not really landing underneath my hips, but more so really focusing on keeping my hips underneath me and pushing them forward, to where the foot strike could be a lot more efficient and actually a lot quicker than what it was in this race. So again, right there, hip out of place. So it's just taking a little bit longer for that foot to get off the track and really get going. Then still just everything else is just solid. It's just the hips are just in the wrong spot. And then, now granted, I still had a pretty fast split. So you can kind of see, and let me see if we can go right here. You can see my fast split was 0.97. That's from 50 to 60 meters, which is still pretty solid. Granted, in one of my training sessions, the one where I was running pretty much 10-6 pace, I was able to run the last 10-meter segment, which would be the 70 to 80 meter mark. I did that distance from 0.88, just about. So yeah, I think it's going to be because the subpar mechanics didn't allow my body to really produce what I was really am capable of. And again, also just more so just this inefficient mechanics. Oh, excuse me. And also, we also was running to a headwind. I think on that day it was about 7 miles to 8 miles per hour headwind. So granted, like there's no wind, as you can tell, there's no wind reading anywhere on the track. So it can't really tell with pure accuracy how much wind we really was running into, but it definitely was a headwind. So, but yeah, not too bad considering the circumstances. Now, granted, I do have once you go into the last part of the race, the last 40 meters or the last 40% of the race, is where I really need to help improve on, because even looking at this here, like this is something just like how my body position is not really how I move fast. If that makes sense. It's not really good mechanics from on my end on how it usually look for me. So I think it's more so at this point I'm just slowly losing energy, and I think it's more so because I just like I don't know, like the last 40 meters the past few years has been just a major flaw in my race, which like as you can see up here, 419 for the last 40 is absolutely abysmal, at least my standards, because my fastest 40 meters is usually about, when I was in college, it was about 3.6. So even if I had the same 40-meter split time in this race, I still ran 10.9. So still far off, and it's mainly because I just got to fix the last 40. I just got to do more workouts that actually target this part of the race. But even still, 106 from 60 to 70, and then 80 actually picked up a little bit from here, because at this point I was like, okay, I really got to start picking up the pace and everything. I really got to start catching up and everything. So I was able to hit one flat, but then once I hit 80, which would be now the 80 to 90, I was only to go 107. So again, just not able to really keep the speed, because even if like I was able to run one flat again in this segment, I would have won the race. But just inefficient mechanics, and then just probably poor preparation for the actual race itself. Like not necessarily like the warm up or everything, but more so Thursday and Friday leading up to this race on Saturday was just pretty poor, and my body just needs more. So I got to really focus on recovery and then work out specifically for this last part of the race. But then so 70, 80, one second flat, and then 107 and 106. So it does kind of show that my speed just dips a lot, because even if you look at up top, so from 10 to 20, 114, then go to 102, then one flat, then go back up to 106, down under 1 second, then back 106. And so right now it's just a lot of ups and downs. I need to smooth that out and everything, because even if I think honestly just smoothing out everything else. Let's see, 106, 12. So even if all these 106s, 107s just turn into just one flats, like that's about a 0.25 of a second off the time. So instead of running 11:41, that's, God, we got to do some math real quick. Come on, Caleb, you got this. About 11:16. I think 11:16 into a headwind, which will put me at about probably 10:8 pace. So I still have some things to work on. Luckily, I have a month before Master Nationals to get things done. So yeah. So this is just a race breakdown and everything. And again, like Kyle, the guy I'm racing against right here, actually a really cool dude. I was able to talk to him before the race. Cause I know he hit me up before the race because he was worried about missing it and stuff. I also kept up with them, and it's real nice. Like I said, like honestly the Master Division of track and field is probably more fun than the actual professional race, because probably a little less egos and just more so just guys running for the passion of the sport. Yeah, and I guess I am getting to the age now where I'm a master, because now people call me an old head, even though I'm only 27. So, but it is what it is. It's all for love and game, love for the sport, love and jokes and stuff. So I really don't mind it at all. At this point, I'm getting to the point where I am an old head and I start to know everyone. So it is what it is. But yeah, so this will be the end of the breakdown. So the main things I have to really focus on is recovery So gotta make sure the body's feeling good and everything. 2 workouts that specifically target the last 40 meters of the race, because even like just targeting this, it will also take this down. Because if I want to focus on just max speed and the speed, I guess, maintenance, those things will go down. Because it's even like 30 to 60 only at 303. Like that's below standards. I was hitting 2.8s in indoor. So being so, I think that's just more so just lack of recovery and stuff. So yeah, so workouts to target the last 40 meters of the race, and then just fleshing out the little like mechanical flaws and stuff and everything. And I feel like I'm pretty good. I feel pretty good shape, and yeah, I really don't know how to end this video, so I will just see y'all later. Peace.